And we are back again. It's your friendly neighborhood film watchers. We are Franklin Football. I'm your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, Honey Grand. Set it off, Chris, with me. Chris, we had a lot of important things happen over the weekend, not just for the Cowboys, but for draft aficionados like ourselves.
Okay.
We had, of course, recently the East West Shrine game, and then over the weekend we had the Senior Bowl. While we were here in the East Coast, frozen over. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it snowed a little bit. It snowed. How much snow
A whole
you
bunch
get
of.
down there?
See, Chris, we only got like 2 inches of snow, right? But then we got like another 3.5 or 4 inches of just ice.
Oh yeah.
So like, if I look outside right now, like my front yard still looks like an ice rink.
Oh yeah, you can have that now. We didn't get all that. We got about maybe an inch of snow, if that, and then we got a little bit of ice. But didn't stop me from getting my walk in. Still on that trek. Did 3.5 tonight. So how we get down.
Okay.
We get down.
There we go.
Trying to live healthy. You know what I'm saying? Not got my juicing yet because I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat terrible this weekend for the Super Bowl game. But yeah, definitely. Definitely do my thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
So Chris, over the last week or so, the Cowboys, outside of hiring our new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker, we made 2 other hires for his assistants, his position coaches and so on and so forth. Cowboys hired Derek Ansley, who comes from the Packers, as the pass game coordinator, and Ryan Smith, who comes from Arizona, as the secondaries coach. You might know a little bit more about these guys than me. What can you tell me about Ansley and Smith?
Well, like you said, Derek Ansley, before he was at Green Bay, he was coordinator for the Chargers, but he also had a stint in Tennessee. But he also worked with at Alabama. And the thing what you get the correlation with Alabama is with Micah Fitzpatrick. I think that's been something that the Cowboys have had had their eyes on. Cowboy fans have wanted him for a long, long time. So that's what you get with Ainsley. But like I said, you're molding this team and these guys and these players to the point where you're getting a lot of different eyes from a lot of different places. And I think that's the one thing that we like, or I like, because you're getting guys coming off good defensive staffs, and they've got to see some different things. So when you bring that into Dallas, where in the past you just got this buddy from that buddy to this buddy and not have an opportunity to get a look at the whole league. So I think you've got Ainsley coming in from the Packers. I think they looked at the defensive line coach who was in Minnesota, and I think Smith was not and Smith was at Arizona. Yes. All versatile defense, all defenses that had guys flying around and making plays on the ball. The only thing I didn't like about Arizona is one of the poorest tackling football teams in all of football last year. So that has me, that gives me concern. But I just like the way he's putting his staff together. A lot of young, talented guys. A lot of melanin on their defensive side. A lot of melanin. A lot of hue over there. But for the most part, man, they getting after it, man. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, and it's not like the Cowboys haven't really hired coaches that look like us before. You got experience or a previous relationship with one of our previous coaches who recently got let go. During your time, getting your kid out there.
Who was it?
Penn State? What did he coach at? Penn State, I think it was. Prior to this, my old secondary coach.
I was thinking. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about Coach Underwood because I know Coach Underwood is still there as a wide receiver coach. Yeah. Penn State. Golly, you got me spinning. I have a relationship going. I have with a coach.
Didn't you have like a run-in with Overstreet?
Overstreet?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm tripping, but yeah. I know you met with the receivers coach too. During your
I know Coach Underwood. I know Coach Underwood, good dude. Guys are progressing, but just to say, I just like the guys that they're bringing, man. I just like the guys that they're bringing in, just from all different phases, man. You're not dealing with, I knew this guy 4 or 5 years ago when I coached over here. Okay, but a lot of these guys are young up and coming guys.
That's the different thing, Chris. That's the different thing. Usually, the Cowboys when they bring in guys, whether it's the coordinators or the position coaches or whatever, they already got like a few skins on the wall. You know what I'm saying? Now they're bringing in guys who are looking to be like the next innovators of the league, guys who are highly spoken of as like the new hotness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They going from the old busted, and then they going to the new
hotness.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like the fact that now that the NFL still has a stigma on different coaches. So like we had the 10 hires this year from head coaches. None of
them look like us, man.
Nah, none of them were invited to the cookout.
Yeah.
None of them. And so I think what's going to end up happening is, they're going to continue to move on the defensive side. Like I told you, I don't ever think Brian Flores will ever get another head coaching job. He'll never. I don't think he'll ever get another one.
He got the bag though, so he kind of had a reason to kind of want to stay where he was. He got a bag though, Chris.
But I mean, bag or not, you still want to run your own show. It wasn't like Flores was bad in Miami.
Yeah.
He just didn't like the quarterback, and he told the organization he didn't like the quarterback, and he was going to tank, and they wanted him to tank. Yep. So that whole thing about that is always going to be fishy. But there's still there's a bunch of nepo babies out here, man. Because I don't know nothing about the McVay kid, and he just went and got a head coaching job. Yep. He just jumped the line of guys who've been sitting there for years.
Now, if you want to talk about Sean McVay and all of that, right, Chris? I'll always take any opportunity that I can to slander the Washington football people. You know what I'm saying? They had an all-star coaching squad in like 2013. They had an all-star squad, Chris. And didn't know what they had. Let all them dudes go for Jake Gruden them. You know what I'm saying? So that just show you how goofy them people is.
True.
So going to look at guys who are currently interviewing for the Cowboys, right? You got Eric Henderson. He's the USC run game coordinator. I like when you bring in a lot of like college guys who are familiar with what is up and coming in the collegiate game, because a lot of the young quarterbacks now, their teams are just integrating their college systems and making things simpler for those guys rather than getting those guys acclimated to the program. You know what I'm saying? We'll use Chicago as an example. They took what Caleb did at USC, be like, all right, this is what we about to do now. You know what I'm saying? So getting someone who comes from that same school and had the time to see what the collegiate game is evolving into, hopefully we can get ahead of the curve with that. Then you got Denzel Martin. He's the Steelers linebackers coach.
Okay.
Probably gonna come here to be a linebackers coach as well. I'm glad that you get someone from a team that has a defensive pedigree
or a history. Well, I mean, not taking anything from Coach Parker, he's coming from that, but he has a system. But I think what you're trying to basically do is stack the table to make sure you start working with guys who are familiar with maybe some of the different formations and things you're going to use, and guys who
because your guys in 2025 didn't know what they were supposed to be. So first off, them guys, a lot of them guys weren't good at football. They just weren't good at their job. So I'm not, some of them were injured, but a couple of them guys just weren't good at football. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At all.
One in particular, but that's
we ain't even going there right now.
Then you got Ronzel Williams, another Philadelphia assistant linebackers coach.
Okay.
Might come in to be an assistant here as well. And once again, that's another group that had a good group of linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Those Philly guys, they did their job. Robert Livingston, who was the Colorado defensive coordinator. Now, some people would say, the job title is a step lower, but being able to elevate from the collegiate game to the league, that's what guys want, right?
Absolutely.
And that goes back to what I was saying about Coach Henderson. You get guys who have been exposed to the modern collegiate game and what is currently there, because what is in college is eventually going to elevate into the league. You know what I'm saying?
So when you want to be able to have a guy that's had some eyes and seen some guys and recruit them and have the opportunity to get them in different areas. So, but I just like to step up the guys they're getting. And like you said coming out of college, you got guys coming from the Packers, you got guys coming from Minnesota, you got guys coming from Pittsburgh. So you got a bevy. None of those teams had porous or sieve defenses.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
Cowboys had. So I like everything he's doing so far.
Yeah, and Chris, like you said, is different. It's different, Chris. You that is the refreshing part of it. You don't just have guys with like the Joneses have historically been a group of front office people who want to stick to what they're familiar with. They're getting out of their comfort zone now. They're letting someone else, run that show, and that's what we've been crying about for years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just like lack of innovation, lack of new eyes, guys that's not been treadmilled over. These are new guys, and so gonna have to take the bumps and bruises with them getting acclimated. But I just think they're gonna be, you want to have a defense that can definitely move into the 5-man fronts and know how to use the 5-man fronts because that's where our strengths are at. But also getting guys behind them that can move around and make plays. It's still gonna come down to the point where you're gonna have to spend money. Salary cap went up significantly.
Quite a bit.
How much did it go up, B?
So it was previously, I want to say like 170 million. And I think it's gone up to like anywhere from 201 to 205. Give me a second. Okay. So I was off by a little bit. It was at 270, 275, somewhere around there, and that was going up to 301 to 305. So you're looking at an increase anywhere from 25 to 27 million dollars. Excuse me, 25 to 30 million dollars. Excuse me.
So you got that 30 million bump, flip some switches. It gives you the opportunity to go get you can patch up this defense in a hurry in free agency. You can go get your 3 to 4 players in free agency, get you 2, make some moves and get 2 to 3, and we're at our 7 that we need to come and make impact. So let's see what happens, man. I just like what's going on in that direction.
I think that you help yourself the most by, instead of franchising, your receiver 1B, you go out there and give him a contract. You know what I'm saying? That'll give you a lot more to work with rather than that fully guaranteed contract. I mean that fully guaranteed tag.
I mean you're gonna franchise tag him anyway. You're gonna franchise him out the door.
Yeah, just to stop him from going anywhere. Absolutely.
Right, for just negotiation purposes. But yeah, go ahead and have those conversations and get that taken care of. Make that priority job one. Get that out the way. If it's your first week, big time for sign him, get him out the way, flip your switches, and really get out to free agency in a totally different way than you had in the past.
Absolutely. Chris, like I said in the onset of the video, we had a lot of interesting things for the draft nerds like us. Earlier we had the Shrine Game, the East-West Shrine Game, but then over the weekend we had the Senior Bowl.
Reese's Senior Bowl.
Well, it's the Panini Senior Bowl now.
Oh, so Panini's now. Okay.
Yeah,
they got rid of the candy.
They went from candy to sandwiches.
Or no, they went to trading cards. That's what it is. It's trading cards.
That's how you know I'm fat, Chris. Yeah, Chris, that's how you know I'm fat.
No, bro.
I heard the word panini. I went to a sandwich, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with a nice sandwich. I love a nice panini, but it's the trading cards.
Man, see, I've never done trading cards in my life. Well, since like Pokemon cards when I was little.
Absolutely. Yep, that's what it was, bro.
But Chris, I of course, one of the things that I like, and I really appreciate guys like RJ Ochoa is someone who always does really well with getting the reps out there. But now, like my phone ain't gold, but it's kind of like stainless steel or something like that. I have the luxury of getting to see reps that the public doesn't see, right? And getting some insight that the public doesn't see.
Right.
But when you look at the Senior Bowl's Twitter page, and then, like I said, guys like RJ Ochoa, guys like Dane Brugler, who share every single rep, every single important rep from guys that we're really interested in seeing.
Right.
You get a lot of insight. So I personally have thought that the practice reps are kind of more important than the game.
Okay.
But you got a lot of winners and losers from this Senior Bowl game. Like for example, I think Garrett Nussmeier, uh, son of what's Coach Nussmeier's first name? Garrett Nuss. Yeah,
No, Garrett's the
Garrett's the
quarterback.
son. Garrett's the son.
Yeah,
What's the coach's name?
Coach Nussmeier. Garrett
But
Nussmeier, quarterback out of LSU.
yes, but he showed a lot, man. He showed a lot in the practices and in the games, to
Hmm.
really show why he is one of the Doug Nussmeier. That's and he
Doug.
used to
Hmm.
he used to coach for the Cowboys.
Right. Right.
What was our tight ends coach, and now he's the OC for the Saints. And I think that that's one of those things that really helps. Son of a coach type deal.
Okay.
When you look at like historic like sons of coaches, maybe not even at the NFL level, maybe at the collegiate level, Kellen
Right.
Moore. Kellen
Okay.
Moore's dad was coach.
Yeah.
Was someone who was Kellen Moore in college at Boise. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Historic.
Out of here.
Historic. Yeah. Historic. Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that being around the game for that long, because Doug Nussmeier coached for going back as far as like he coached at Michigan State in like 2000. So he
Got you.
yeah before Garrett was even alive. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Oh, his son. You talking about boy? His son was. Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Got you.
Isn't that crazy? We talk about the year 2000 and people
Hey,
weren't
man.
alive yet.
I mean, people
getting old.
wasn't around. Yeah, yeah.
We getting old, Chris.
We're getting mature, dude. We're getting mature. I
Mhm.
mean, yeah. I mean, I always thought Nussmeier. I always thought Nussmeier was going to be a guy who was going to, be a quarterback that people were going to, like. I think he got an
Yeah.
opportunity to get out of the situation at LSU where they had the coach getting fired and
Yeah.
so much expectations and things of that nature. I still thought he was a viable quarterback. I don't think he's a day one guy, but he'll definitely have an opportunity to make day two.
I
Maybe,
think
no,
that-
maybe no, not day two. Probably a day three guy, but he will
Really?
get to the league. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if a team comes across him like the Saints did for Tyler Shuck. A team
Wow.
just falls in love with him and they take
only
him
takes-
late in the first round. But if not the first round, I can see him as like a second round guy.
I hope somebody wants him so bad that they want to come up to 20 to get him.
Hmm.
That's how I feel. Come up to 20 to get him and give me a little extra bread for
Yeah.
for my time with him. Yeah, I think he did well. I think Malachi Fields, wide receiver out of Notre Dame, had
Yeah.
a really really good week.
Mhm.
He is the all-time leading receiver, I think, for Virginia. Left and went to Notre Dame for his last year. Had a
Mhm.
good day. Zion Young, edge rusher out of Missouri. He had a good weekend. Then he got the national player of the Panini Senior Bowl. So he had a good week. But I think it was kind of a down tick with the offensive linemen. And I always say that when it comes to offensive linemen, because those guys are getting there, starting to work with each other. They don't know
And
each other
they
as
never
well.
work. Offensive line
Yeah.
requires a
Yeah.
lot of cohesion.
Yeah,
And
yes,
you don't
yeah.
get that in a week worth of practices.
Yep.
And that's why for guys like in the trenches, those practice reps are really where you can really discern where a lot of these guys are good at and discern. That's a TI word of the day right there. Chris. So yes, you talked about your edge rushers. Gabe Jacques, forgive me if I mispronounce his name from Illinois. And then, like
Yep.
you said, Zion Young out of Missouri. Yeah, they were guys who I would list as winners from the game because they just went out there and got to be free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just got after it. Go ahead.
So I think that both of them are like big body guys. And they make the most of their hands. So I think that they show good power all throughout, not just the practice reps, but through the game as well.
Okay.
I think that Jacques, once again, forgive me if I mispronounce his name, during the one-on-one drills, I think that was something that he did good on. Especially if you look at his tape, you would think that when you get those one-on-one drills against some of these better linemen, he might get stifled a little bit, and he didn't do that.
Okay. I mean, from what I saw from him, and I kind of stayed on the offensive side of the ball. I didn't get much outside of Zion Green. I looked at guys. I looked at Taylor Green, not Zion Green, but Zion Young. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I looked at the quarterback, Taylor Green, quarterback. Looked at him. So he had a good day, started making some really good passes, getting the ball out and
Yeah.
whatnot. So, he kind of boosted his stock up. I think he's further down, maybe an undrafted guy. He's gonna need some time to develop and things of that
Mhm.
nature. I watched Diego Pavia continue to plummet his draft stock, and
So,
I can
so
go
he-
ahead, go
here's the
ahead,
thing
go
about
ahead.
Diego Pavia, Chris. His
What's the thing?
measurements at the Senior Bowl, he was 5'9" and 7/8", and then like 198 pounds, if I remember off of the top of my head. Chris, that's smaller than Kyler Murray in the height and in the weight. So that already is working against him, like you said.
Right.
But then he also didn't really put on a good show and things like that as well.
Hey man,
So it is.
listen. What?
I hope that someone likes Pavia at
For what?
any level,
For what? He
because if that's a player that is he's not on my board, Chris. He's not on my board. And I haven't. I'll say this: I haven't even watched him in because we got the 9 million. I haven't even watched him for real yet. I've just watched him from the fan point of view. I can't take someone with those measurables at the quarterback position. We see how Kyler's working out right now.
Listen, man, it was never a point that I thought Diego Pavia was ever going to play in the league.
Mhm.
I just enjoy the fact of the matter that humility is there, and
Sure.
he will go down as a guy who will never have to buy a meal in Nashville, Tennessee again.
Yeah.
But outside of that, hey, he lived the dream, man. He lived
Mhm.
the absolute dream. He became part of that 7%. Um, that plays Division One football, like I said, and he got a chance to say, hey, when he's working at Enterprise or working at
State
as
Farm,
a State
all state.
Farm, All State, or wherever, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
or he working for Kroger's corporate, he can say,
Mhm.
hey, I got votes for the Heisman Trophy. I mean, he can do
Mhm.
all that, but in the
Yeah.
meantime, it's over for him,
Mhm.
and salute, he won.
Yeah.
And he won, bro. He had
Mhm.
2 year stint, man, where everybody was saying that dude's name.
Mhm.
Now
Right.
he goes back to obscurity. So,
Mhm.
but the thing that was sad for me, was Nick Singleton, running back out of Penn State, ended up
Mhm.
breaking his foot. Um,
Yeah. See,
yeah.
now I'll say this.
Mm.
Good thing about breaks is you can come back relatively. Chris, I've broken 11 bones. You know what I'm saying? I'm
I
kind of
forgot.
expert.
Yeah, yeah,
You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like
Hey, man,
the one thing
I
about
mean,
some
Mr.
breaks, man, you
Glass.
can. Hey, look, man.
Come on, hey man, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Glass. I mean, you're a
Hey, look.
superhero, but yeah, yeah,
You feel
yeah,
me?
yeah.
But yeah, Chris, the one thing about breaks, you can come back relatively quickly from those compared to like a ligament or a soft tissue.
True,
You know what I'm
true,
saying?
true.
So that's the silver lining of it.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna fall. He's gonna fall in the draft, and somebody's gonna get a really good, productive back.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think between the two backs out of Penn State, I think also had a good scene was Katron Allen, uh,
Yeah.
aka known to me as always Fat Man.
Mhm.
And he had a really good Senior Bowl. He was a top rated running back out of there. Didn't think he could catch the ball. So I think both of those guys will get drafted.
Mhm.
I think with Katron, it's going to be based on him how he runs at the combine.
Yeah.
He's already physical. Katron Allen has gone down and will go down as the all-time leading rusher in Penn State football.
Mhm.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think he had a really good week in Mobile. So a lot of winners, a lot of losers, a lot of guys just trying to move up. But I like what those guys did from what I saw.
One guy who didn't have a great season but performed well in the Senior Bowl practices and in the game was Jaden Ott out of Oklahoma.
Yeah,
I think that he like that. That's kind of encouraging. Um, where this was his only year with Oklahoma, so of course, he didn't really have like the cohesion. Once again, that's that word of the day. With that unit, but he ran extremely hard in these practices and in the game. It was something that can give you like a glimmer of hope, especially
yeah,
with a position where there's an easy transition from the collegiate level to the pros.
yeah,
Um, so I do think that you kind of got something to work with right there.
yeah. You just want to
And, and,
continue
and
to build.
I'll even say that about all of the American sides guys. Whether it was Mike Washington, Kalen Black,
Oh yeah,
South
Black
Carolina
guy.
dude.
Yeah,
South
yeah.
Carolina dude. What's
Oh, you talking about CC? You talking
uh
about the
Racho Faison?
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
got me on that one. On the guy that I've been looking at a lot is the defensive back
hmm
CC.
Oh no, I was
Look at
talking about
him.
running backs. I was talking about
Yeah,
running backs.
okay, yeah.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, Chris, I do think that, but because of the weather, it did make it a little difficult to go through the air. I do think that the American side of the offense did they ran their offense through the running backs. So that gave a lot of the scouts a lot of things to look at.
Yeah. And I mean, and you just want to be able to find versatility in your run game. Everybody's
Mhm.
looking for that one or that two that can be able to give them, or the guy can run with power, but they want to see, can he be versatile? Can he catch the ball in space the way the league is set up right now?
And he
And a lot
blocked.
of guys, yeah, and can he block? And guys,
Mhm.
guys turned around and did themselves some favors with it. They did themselves
Mhm.
some favors.
Yeah, yeah. Chris, did you get a chance to look at uh the Western Michigan edge rusher, Tucker? I don't know his first name.
Mm, no, 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 no,
Not,
no.
not Nadeem Tucker.
No, I did not. I did not get a chance. He did. They said he
Well, not
performed
not
really.
not not just looking, through
You
through
talking
the
about?
vault. I'm talking about in the Senior Bowl. I do think that he had like, and I haven't gotten a chance to watch him yet. Like he wasn't like in my top 50 guys or anything like that. But I liked what he put on in the Senior Bowl. Got multiple sacks, forced a fumble. So that's the type of stuff that you want to see from guys who aren't gonna have like the spotlight, be like a first or second round guy who can catapult themselves up. And like I'm gonna go back and watch him now
I
because
mean, you
I
going.
haven't watched this film yet. So
I
I
mean,
see, I see him explode in one of these All-Star game type situations. I'm gonna go back and watch him with a new view.
yeah, but you're gonna look at him. Whereas you'll go back and look at him. His measurable 6'2",
Mhm.
246.
Yep.
You want to see, can he be a situational guy?
Mhm.
Um, but it'll give you opportunity to take a look at him, see, hey, where does he fit inside your program?
Mhm.
But he had a really good showing. JUCO kid, did it
Mhm.
the hard way, kind of built himself up, certain things. So hey man, it's exciting for him once he gets on this big stage, going against guys that are quote unquote P4 caliber players, and he's able to hold his own. So it's a blessing for him. And yeah, we are going to put our eyes on him.
Yep. So we talked about the Senior Bowl, but we also got the East West Shrine game to talk about as well. You got guys who put on a good show, but then
Right.
you also got guys who put on a bad show as well. So if you look at guys like Iowa's quarterback Mark Gronkowski, um
Mm,
I think that he was one of those guys who put on a big
yeah.
show.
Yeah, he did. He had
Maybe
a good
thought
game.
he won the MVP of the game.
Right, right.
Um
He had a good game.
and so I think that you have the measurables from him. He's 6'2", 230, 235, somewhere around there. But then a you got an opportunity to see his arm. I think that his arm was the main event of the game.
Yeah.
And he was comfortable, in delivering all of the balls downfield.
All the throws. He was able to make all the throws. So that was a great situation for him. Shad Banks, UTSA
Mhm.
linebacker,
Yeah,
he impressed me, man, with his ability to be physical, at the
mhm,
point of attack, but also be able to have the ability to run. So
mhm.
another teams type of guy,
Yeah,
given the opportunity, build on it, and maybe it'll become a player down the road for you.
yeah. I liked Dominic Richardson out of Tulsa.
Okay.
He finished up with 51 yards on the game. Scored on a touchdown. Um, but I do think that he was able to show how good he was because a lot of guys opted out of the Shrine game,
True.
and that ain't his fault. All he can do is go in there and perform when his
Hey,
name
give
gets
give me
called,
the
right?
opportunity. Yeah, yeah. How'd you like Dean Connor, running back out of Houston? How'd you like him?
I liked him. I think that like we talked about with the Senior Bowl stuff, he showed a good amount of versatility. So I think that like we said before, running back is one of those positions that has the easiest transition from the collegiate game, which you can call that the semi-pro. Now these guys are getting paid millions of dollars
Right,
to the professional game.
right.
So I want to see as many of the running backs as possible. because that's where you can find like the diamond in the rough in the later rounds. Get your Pacheco's of the world in the seventh and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's not even Dallas specific. Like when it comes to teams finding a good running back, Chris, like I want to look through all levels of the draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because the running back has the shortest life, and it's the easiest position to transition to the NFL. Holes are gonna be the same. You just got to make people miss, make people hit in the hole, and just deal with toughness. So I can understand. Your mindset with that. I'm looking to find young, talented, and cheap. And
three things that the Cowboys like.
Come on, man. That's what. And let's be honest, man. They all like it. So it's one of those things, man.
So thinking of areas that the Cowboys do need some assistance in. Kyle Lewis out of Pitt.
Okay.
I do think that he's someone who, while he might be a little bit challenged in the measurables, you know what I'm saying? He didn't necessarily win the genetic lottery. I think that he was someone in the Senior Bowl who showed that, while he does have red flags, like I said, didn't win the genetic lottery. He could be explosive upfield.
All right, man. How go and see you saying the genetic lottery?
Yeah, man.
How big is he, man? How big is he?
5'11" and a half.
Oh no, that's fine.
They counted that half, Chris.
No, I can deal with 5'11".
But he only 220. But he only 220.
I mean, dude, he can be a change of pace guy. I mean, listen, I don't need him to be 6'1", 6'2", and be a bruiser. I'm bigger than
him, Chris. Chris, I'm bigger than him.
You're heavier than him. I don't know.
No, I'm taller than him too. I'm 6 foot 230. So
okay.
238, but you know what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to get rid of that.
Trying to get sexy for the summer. I understand. Get sexy for the summer. I understand. Okay, I mean,
people to impress, Chris.
I mean, but 5'11", 220, 5 or 7 pounds. 5 to 10 pounds when he's just doing football. He can keep the same speed. But when you're looking at these guys here, running backs. Does he have the home run capability? That's what I care about.
But this is a linebacker. This is a linebacker.
I mean, okay, my bad. Yeah. But that now 5'11" now. Oh yeah. There are questions. There are questions there. There are questions there.
There we go.
Because that's his reading and reacting time, and how's he deal with traffic and trash. So yeah, man, he might be a special teams guy.
So I do think that what he did well, he did well East and West. Like his lateral reactivity, I think was pretty good, like defending against the run and stuff like that.
But he got washed. He got washed a lot though. Yeah. He was when he getting in trash, he kind of get wadded up.
Yeah,
we saw that.
I think that comes along with those measurables, like we said, the things that could be a red flag here and there.
Right. So he basically, when he sees it, he sees it. But if he, if he's got to deal with some reaction time stuff, he has some different issues, correct?
It ain't even about the reaction time. It's about people that's bigger than him stopping him in his tracks. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Moving him where he don't want to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had enough of that. We had enough of that happen this year. So if you had to put him, I mean, like I said, his height and size is going to move him to the point he may be a core teamer guy. Yeah. And then that just might be all he is, bro. I'm sorry. So
yeah, but he did stand out to me in the game.
Okay.
So that's something that I'll go back. I haven't watched. He's probably gonna be like a late rounder guy type thing.
We got a lot of those picks though in the late round, so we might want to look at them a little bit more in detail.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So Chris, it's draft season. We got some guys that we like, right? We got to see in the national championship game. Your edge 1, my edge 2, Ruben Bain.
Listen, don't say, even though we're doing this live and it's gonna sit on the internet forever, don't ever say that out loud again. Ruben Bain is defensive end 1 in my book. Listen, man, at 6'3", 275 pounds, 15 and a half sacks. I mean, 15 and a half sacks, 15 and a half tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks, an
Yeah.
absolute game record.
Hmm.
You got any tape on this young man?
Yes, I do. I'm
Okay.
Chris. While we're doing this, I got the Notre Dame, the Miami Notre Dame game just on. Like we right here. I got the
Okay.
game sitting there, just from the vault, just sitting right here, just going through, right?
Just throw it up, man. Just throw it up and just
All right,
just watch this. Go ahead.
So let me throw this up. Can't show it all right there. All right, boom. I'm gonna share my screen right here, Chris. And then I also got my notes right here. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Gotta stay
Okay.
strapped up with the notes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Boom. Where is it? We just show the screen. All right, so boom, there we go. All right, so as you can see, we got Bane with the arrow on the quarterback side. Okay. So one thing that I always liked about Bane, Chris, is his bend. And we gotta get it up and down because Chris, these schools like to take us down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they get mad. They get upset.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
So Chris, one thing I've always said, amazing bend, and that's how he wins snaps. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
Like I understand that he got T-Rex arms and whatnot, but it doesn't matter in a lot of times. That's
not with him. It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I think that his arms are probably going to measure around like the 28 and like 7/8 range, maybe 29.
Okay.
And that's a little T-Rex.
I mean, he can't play a lot of stuff on piano. He was not a piano player. Okay. He's not a player on piano.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm gonna go ahead. The stream is messing up right there. There we go. But anyway, one of the things that I do think is that he regularly draws double teams. For someone of his stature, talk about how large, like wide he is. He has amazing bend, Chris, and I do think that he's a 4-down guy. Plays on any down and distance.
Absolutely, absolute game record. Strong against the run. You're not. You try to run at him, he's gonna throw you. He's gonna move your tackle around. Tight ends are not gonna be able to block him. You're gonna have. You're gonna have to double team him. But he's solid against the run. Very, very solid against the run. But when it comes to the pass game, man, he's just gonna wear your tackles down, man.
Yeah,
he's gonna wear the tackles down. He's gonna give him. He's gonna give him a bevy of moves. His bend is incredible. He's got some. Stretch arms, draw type.
I think his swim move is elite.
Yeah, I mean,
his swim move is elite.
I figure the further you back him out, if you get him into a wide 9, wide 7 type situation, your tackle's like, man, come on, somebody come over here and help me.
Yeah.
But you're not. He's gonna take the chip from the running back. He's gonna work through that and go from there.
Yeah, and so like you said, Bane wins by moving further and further outside.
Yeah.
Because it allows him to get more momentum.
Yeah, we have more momentum, right.
And so that's actually kind of one of the areas where I always wonder, like, is that just how they decided to use him, or is he incapable of moving in? You know what I'm saying?
Because of his size being 6'3", 275, you might want to move, there's the allure of moving him inside, putting him in.
He has a very wide frame.
Right. But you want to move him, but what you want to do, because he's so disruptive, if you figure if you get him closer to the ball, that'll be the opportunity for him to make, use his quickness and his strength to do certain things. My problem is when a guy's elite like that on the outside, I want to be able to get the most from him in that situation. I always go back to when how the Cowboys used DeMarcus Ware when they used him as a stand-up defensive end. He was a nightmare. When they tried to put him down and put his hand in the dirt all the time, to me it took time off his career. So I'm just to the point, if he's great at this.
Well, Bane always plays with his hand in the dirt.
Right.
Like,
but
no matter how far out he is, Bane always plays with his hand in the dirt.
But you didn't see them move him inside.
No.
They had guys to be able to play inside. So I don't want people to get cute and say, hey, because of his height and he got the short arms, let's get him closer to the quarterback because we don't want him to get swallowed up by,
I don't know, Chris. I don't know.
But
I do kind of want to see Bane and B-Gap a little bit, though, Chris.
I don't ever want to see him in B-Gap.
I don't
ever want to see. Why? He's
undersized.
He's undersized in the B-Gap. No.
Hey,
see,
like
there you go.
That speed, Chris.
No, dude. If he has been elite outside and he's defensive end one, he's my defensive end one. Okay. I mean, you want some. You want some. We'll get to your guys, but if he's elite outside and he's been able to be a game record the way he is, I let him go outside, man. I just let him cook. I let him cook from the edge. Work on his different moves. Like you said, his swim move is great, and let him. He rushes a man and a half. His bend is elite. He gave guys trouble all year long, man. And like I said, I had the opportunity to watch him firsthand, and I watched him wreck a game. The dude's great. He is not great. He will come in and make an instant impact as a defensive end, rushing defensive end next year in the NFL, wherever he goes.
So what type of scheme do you think he fits in? Because he does have a very particular way that he's been played in college. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. If we don't line him up at the tackles out, like right up on the tackles outside shoulder, cool. If that don't work, move him to the 7. Great. If that don't work, move him to the 9. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very particular way that they play him. What scheme do you think him? He in the league.
I mean, he can go traditional 4-man. He can even be a strong rotation in a 5-man front because of his ability, to play against the run. I don't think there's a scheme that they put in outside of making him a 3-4 defensive end where you have to line him up a certain kind of way. I think that's the only thing that he would hurt him as a 3-4 defensive end. But if you go traditional 5-man front or just put him in as a wide 9 and a 4-man front, he's fine.
Now that 5-man front, like you talked about, is where I think that you'll probably see a lot of like that game breaking play from him, because you got someone who can eat up that tackle a little bit, and you can just have him screaming in like a missile. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of like what the 49ers Smith did with Aldon Smith and Justin Smith back in the day, and just let Justin Smith, be to the point of rushing on a guy, and then Aldon is just using his speed and athleticism to get around the edge and cause havoc. They did that really, really well.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Aldon Smith is actually a really good example. So, like you said, the one thing that I don't want is a team having them trying to play in like that 3-4 DN kind of thing.
Right. Don't want that.
That I feel like that is playing to his weaknesses.
Absolutely.
But I do still kind of want to see him B-Gap a little bit though, Chris. Just see if he can do it. You know what I'm saying? Just see if he can do it.
And listen, man, there's no need to see that. If he's a lead on the outside and you put him inside where he's gonna have a chance to be double teamed and things of that nature, I don't even want to do that. That takes away from his extraordinary ability to get upfield quickly. He hasn't done defensive end type stuff. He hasn't done 3 technique type stuff. So why would I want to put him in B-Gap to have him learn that? I'm drafting him in the top 5 picks. He's one of my top 5 players who I'm not drafting away from. And if I get him, I want to put him, match him up with somebody just like they did before with the Moton and with Akeem Mesidor, and just let him go to work. Let him go to work.
So Chris, we have the Notre Dame game where he is head on fire guy, right? But then you also see the game against Louisville this year. Like, because Chris, one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm gonna tell you a joke, but I'm never gonna tell you a lie, right? The Louisville game, Chris, I think that they exposed a lot of the weaknesses of Rueben Bane. Like a good tackle with long arms was able to stand him up the whole game.
I mean, even in that game, they did do that thing, but it didn't help what they did offensively. But go in detail what you want to show me about Louisville. Go ahead. You got it up?
Yes, I'm going through it right now, trying to find a particular play just because it's been like 4 weeks since I've looked at this game. But Chris, like, and I'll even say this: it wasn't just Bane who had trouble. Mesidor had trouble this game too.
Right.
So it could have just been, a situation where Louisville just knew how to stop him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that was one of their worst games of the season. You know, offensively and defensively. So it's one of those times where you had to sit back and say, "Hey, not so much chalk it up to the game, but we already knew because of his physical capabilities of having the shorter arms." That's what kind of worked against him. So if you want to take a play, a game he did great. That's great. But if you want to look at a game he played terrible, Louisville was a game he played absolutely awful.
Yeah.
But the whole team did.
Yeah. And like I'll even say this, like in that game he didn't he's been kind of hurt, guy, right? But he didn't necessarily display like that same elite speed that he's shown in other games against Louisville. He like I said, he does have previous injuries and things like that. Like he got hurt in 23. That's where the big injury came in. In 24, he played through him. But yeah, I'm not sure whether it was just the double teams got to him, or whether he was a little bit hurt in that game.
It could be a merit of things, but what I did know, that was probably his worst game of the season.
Oh, no probably in it. Probably in it. I watched 4 games of Bane. That was hands down his worst one.
Gotcha.
He did do things that weren't necessarily in his bag. Like he had an impressive bull rush here and there, just to kind of hurry things up a bit. But all in all, like Chris, and you want to know the worst thing? The Louisville game was the first game that I watched.
Of course,
I watched the Louisville game first, like going in blind without even having.
I mean, you watched all 4. You all watched all 4 games of the CFP, but you still continue to say he's defensive end too. He was a huge reason why they got to this point, playing on the road, shutting people out, turning the tides on guys. I mean, he was an absolute game wrecker throughout the entire season, and he just showcased his talent and made more money in the 4 games they played in the CFP.
Joe, appreciate you being in the chat.
What's up, Joe,
brother.
man? How you doing, buddy?
But yeah, Chris, and like I said, the Louisville game was the first one that I watched, and it was by accident. So like here's a play right here. Like and I all right, boom. There we go. Here we are. Okay, so peep this. Let me make it to the full screen. You ain't gotta see all my tabs. It's like he got the hands on the lineman first.
Yeah.
Lineman ate that up like it was a croissant. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, but they also came with the double team. They came with the double team. So,
yeah, but that was after. That was after he engaged first, though.
But there you go. One to put. See, think about that. You saw him at the defensive end get swallowed up. Now you want to put him in the B gap and watch him get swallowed even more.
I still just want to, Chris. I want to. I just need to see a rep or 2 of it just to see how it work out. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need to see none of that. You don't see. You just saw that rep. That was enough. That was enough to what you saw.
But yeah, man, that Louisville game, it definitely, like I gotta write down those notes. You know what I'm saying? I wish that I could see some plays with some of the misdirection, because he did get froze up a little bit by the misdirection in this game. Yeah, man, it is definitely, even though he got 5 good games in the vault, that one bad game, I still gotta take into account of what I saw. You know what I'm saying? I can't just say like, oh, this is a fluke.
I mean, listen, we're nitpicking guys. We're gonna nitpick guys. I'm sorry, man. Someone's in my eye.
It's all good.
Nitpick guys all through this whole process. I'm just saying there's so much more good compared to this one game against Louisville. And I'm not a Miami apologist by no stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah, but he had that was his bad outing. So if you're looking in the draft room and say, okay, this is what I know gives him problems. Long arm, athletic, defensive end. So I might make him, I definitely want to make him a strong side guy, but I may also because of his talent and his ability, he doesn't keep me from keeping him off the field at any point.
Oh, no. His ability, he's an every down guy.
Right. So
He's an
yeah.
every down guy.
Right.
Now one thing that I'll say is they didn't line him up way outside in the 7 and the 9 as often as they did against Notre Dame, against Louisville. Like they got him lined up head up against the tackle in this play that we're about to watch. So he's right there at the 5. He doesn't have an opportunity to get momentum to where he can go past the guy.
Yeah, he got on skates there. He got on skates a little bit. So yeah. And that's gonna happen when he gets engaged in that manner. Yeah. That's your fear. Okay. If the guy put paws on him, what can he do to get free?
So who is an elite tackle that we play regularly? I already got a name in mind.
I mean, you say Andrew Thomas for the Giants. You can say Trent Williams. You say Trent Williams.
Trent Williams.
But Trent's older now.
Sure, but I'm just using him as a bar. Like I don't believe that Trent is the best tackle in the league or anything at the moment. But I'm using Trent as the bar. We place the league likes to put us against San Francisco, quite often. So Trent Williams, long arm guy, relentless guy. If Bain was on the Cowboys, how do you think that would go? And once again, I don't believe that Trent is the best. Jordan Mailata, thank you, Joe. It's one of those long arm tackles, that are powerful and things like that. How do you think that rep would go?
I mean, it's gonna be to the point as time goes on during the whole game. But I don't think he gets shut out. I don't think he gets put into the point where they keep stuffing him in the locker. He's gonna get his off. But the thing about his motor is so high that he don't get tired. He don't get tired.
Never.
That dude don't never get tired. That's one thing I can say about him. And so that's why I said, him being one of the top 15 guys in this draft, wherever he's going, he's going to be able to enhance on what he already does and work against his deficiencies. And like I said, he's gonna have to continue to work with techniques, maybe add a spin to his game, things of that nature to be able to continue to build on his repertoire as a defensive end. But he's a 4-down guy. Yeah. Love him to life.
And for what it's worth, I did look this up. Louisville. Let me go back. No, I looked at a Clemson guy. Dang it, I forgot the linebacker the lineman that he played against that game. And I'm trying to look it up right now to see, just get some measurables. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All right. Keep going though, please.
No, I mean, listen, I could go on and on about who Bain is and what I believe, how great he is. My thing is he's like I said, he's one of the 5 guys that I'm not trading away from. He's going to be explosive day one. Wherever he goes, he's going to be able to just take that bendy, physical game, and then he's going to continue to add on to his repertoire. So his swim move is elite. Like I said, his rip is great. He may add a spin to his game, but I don't have as many holes in Rueben Bain Jr.'s game as you do, outside of him not winning the super genetic lottery in life and being, instead of 6'2", 6'3", 6'4".
I'm not even gonna say it's holes in his game. I'm just like the fears that I have about him moving to the next level is one of those things. And the guy that he played against was Tyler Fulmar. He freshman. That was the guy who was opposite him in Louisville, but he won that genetic lottery. 6'6", 325 type thing. Real long runs.
Right.
So yeah. I just got those fears about Bain. Like you can't teach longer arms. You know what I'm saying?
No, you can't. You can't, and he can't go get surgical technique to get longer arms either.
Yeah,
but
that goes into why he's my edge too. Out of this world otherwise. But I do have some
his production outseeds anybody. The guy that you do like that I think you want to make edge one.
You already know it.
Has questions. He has questions, and we'll dive into him because we're gonna talk long about him. But I'm just saying, for me, for the next level, he's going to be a problem. I think your other guys got a huge upside, but there's some things he's
Yeah.
going to have to work on as well. But if I want to pick him, run up to the podium, drop his card in, and I'm good to go.
Oh, I'm not even going, Chris. If Ruben Bain is available at 12,
it's a
I'll
lot
take
of people
him. I'll take him.
Man, listen, if Ruben Bain's at 12, it's been a lot of foolishness going on, and people have done what we always say: they don't draft well.
Chris, he has something in his car, Chris. If Ruben Bain is there at 12, he has something in his car.
Without question.
He caught a charge or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He out here smacking.
He was on the video with a gas mask on.
or out here smacking old ladies in the grocery store. He did something. He had to do something terrible.
Yeah. So like I said, I already know he's a dog, but I'm gonna be honest with you about my fears that he presents as well. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
You got fears of him about physicality. This other guy that you love, I got way more different fears about him than you do.
So let's talk about it, Chris. My edge one is David Bailey out of Texas Tech.
Okay.
You talked about fears that you have about David Bailey.
I don't have no. Go ahead.
All right, here we go. David Bailey, on the other hand, 6'3", 250. Not as wide of a like. Bain is like a wide body Hellcat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
sit like a pit bull. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
that's how wide. That's how wide he is.
That's how wide.
David Bailey, on the other hand, little bit thinner frame.
Yeah, he is scat, bro. That's all he is.
Yeah.
You're comparing two guys who can get after it fast. One's a Hellcat, one's a scat.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta love David Bailey. Linebacker out of Texas Tech. Had an outstanding 2025, 14 and a half sacks. Led the nation, showcases explosive. Yep. He said, he's a little light in the cheeks though. He's 6'3".
Yeah.
He's 6'3",
250 on a good day.
Yeah.
250 on a good day. I do think that Joe gave a good comparison. I'm not necessarily, like pro player comparison. Robert Quinn.
I got a more Khalil Mack, but okay.
I like that too. I like that too.
Khalil Mack.
But he pre-snap he plays very, very high. Very, very high stance.
Right.
I do think that that's something that they probably gonna try to coach him to get lower. That low man.
Yeah, you gonna work on technique with leverage, but getting to the quarterback. Listen, I'm not gonna fight you.
He will never have an issue getting to the quarterback. The way that first step is, Chris. The way that first step is elite in itself. It's explosive, Chris. I think that he got a deep bag of tricks. I think that he got the hands, he got the spins, he got the bull rush, all that.
I'm listening.
But like you said, he do need a little bit more bulk. I do wonder.
That's what I'm saying.
This is my second note right here. Will he be able to set the edge at the next level at that size?
Right. So because I have that question of him being able to a dominant pass, a run stopper, because I have no questions for that. That's why he's number 2 for me. I don't have that same problem or issue with Bain because I know he sets the edge. I know he'll be able to that. Your biggest question is, does he get swallowed up during pass pro dealing with bigger tackles?
Yeah.
I worry about with Bailey is, can he set the edge? He doesn't become Dante Fowler.
That's a good one. That's a good one right there. Chris. I do think that with Bailey, you get freak athleticism. I think that you got a rare combination of strength and speed. He's 250, but Chris, he got the strength that he just roll out of bed with.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, strong kid, huge upside. I think you'll be able to look at him, like you said, when he has an opportunity. He's not running around trying to take a calculus class, and all he does is do football. He'll be able to put more play strength, and that's when he'll become that top tier guy as a pass rusher. He is my pass rusher too, but it's like 1A, the tags touch.
Yeah, we got Bailey right there. getting more lag on the stream because I haven't downloaded this one. I'm still streaming it from the vault. But yeah, Chris, I do think that. There we go. Of course, it wants to work now. Here we go. Get this right here, Chris. I think that if he can see a guy, like if a guy sees him coming, it's already too late, Chris. It's already too late. Look, the running back chip did nothing. It did nothing.
Right.
Quarterback had no choice but to get that ball out of his hands real quick.
Yep.
Had no choice. Matter of fact, we can watch from the spy cam. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody. He's relentless, Chris. He's relentless. And that's one of those things that I think makes him highly coveted as an edge rusher.
Absolutely. Listen, he's your number one pass rusher without question. He's just the number two deep.
I don't even think he's an absolute liability against the run. I don't even think he's a liability against the run.
Okay. You got
I think it's in this game. It's in this Arizona State game, but I gotta find it because it's been like 3-4 weeks since I watched it.
It's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a minute.
He was one of the first guys that I watched. But I just think that he's serviceable against the run. He's serviceable against the run, but he's not going to be a game stopper.
And that's my problem. That's why I can't make him number one. He's serviceable in the area, whereas Bain is an elite pass rusher and a dominant run stopper. That's why the explosiveness and upside of Bailey is great. But when I'm looking for where I'm plugged, and both of them are plug and play. I just worry about him standing up against the run.
Now, one thing I do wonder, because of the way that he lines up, I wonder if he can play down, like get his hand in the dirt a little bit, because he always stands almost straight up.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't seen evidence of that. That's when you going back trying to take Bain and saying, "Hey, let me put him inside." You haven't seen evidence of him being elite inside. You just want to see it, so I can see. Nah. Let him be who he is on the outside. Excuse me, and let Bailey continue to progress as a pass rusher. Add some more things. The
one thing that I do like about Bailey, he doesn't just depend on his freak athleticism.
No, he doesn't.
I think that he's actively using his bag of tricks to win a rep. If he comes up to a guy and he's like, "All right, cool," he got his hand on my chest. Let me get my judo in. You know what I'm saying?
Right. A lot of stuff you saw from Desmond Izaraku last year when he was at Boston College.
Yes, absolutely. And so that gives me a lot of hope for him, because a lot of guys who won that genetic lottery are just bigger, stronger, faster than a lot of other guys. They win by being bigger, stronger, faster than these guys.
Right.
But he's not just faster and stronger. He's actively trying to be a student of the game.
Right.
And win these reps on the technical side of things.
Right. I mean, and there's the rub. Because like I said, you got production, you got explosiveness, but you got questions. And when you have questions like that, when you're playing at this next level, where he's about to go to, you got to say, okay, so where do I piece him? Do I piece him as a piece? Or do I move him around a lot, or can I leave him at one side and then let him go to work and he won't?
He does play on both sides. Okay. Against Arizona State, he's played on both the right and the left side.
Gotcha.
Let me ask you this. So Rueben Bain, he wins by being outside and just getting a head full of steam to be able to use that momentum and win those reps. Would you play Bailey further outside? Put him in like the 7, the 9. Try to let him use that speed and strength to his advantage, or are you gonna because he generally will play at either side of the tackle shoulders. He'll play the inside shoulder or right on the outside shoulder. He's very rarely further out. You know what I'm saying? So what would you try to use some of that sauce with Bailey?
I would, but see, because like you said, one's a Hellcat. One's a scat, right?
Yeah.
Both of them are one is more powerful. The other one is just more quicker speed, explosive. So I want to keep him in a position where I keep him standing upright. I don't have to move him out too far. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to move him out too far. because of his speed so elite. So
Mhm.
I keep him at that 7. I keep him at the 7.
I do think that he is quite a bit faster than Bane. For what it's worth, he's quite a bit faster.
Okay.
Measurably faster, like
Okay,
with just the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, but one's carrying 250, one's carrying 25 extra pounds. I
Yeah,
don't
you're
care
right.
how big so I think, I think they're both going to run well when they do run.
Mhm.
I'm just saying for me, I'm more, and this is Chris's drafting. Chris is the GM,
Sure.
but
Sure.
he's Bailey's still one of my 5 top guys I'm not drafting away from.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
We
I'm good with that.
talked about that, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
five
yeah,
guys that we
Yeah, he's one of my 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my 5. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's it.
So let me see here. Here we go. I think this is a good rep. Yeah, let's throw this up on the screen. I'll put this full screen. Boom. This is one where I think that he's able to read well and not let it get him too confused. They had the tight end moving outside, tight end chipped and then kept going. Instead of freezing right there, he jabbed outside a little bit to keep the quarterback from, just getting too many ideas, and then kept on his pursuit.
And you're going to have to do that with him on a regular basis. So he's going to learn how to work with that. But he does, even though he's getting that chip from a tight end, you're not going to be able to do that with him.
No.
A lot. You're going to be able to have to pick and choose when you're going to be able to do that. But he also, like I said, even with the chip, he turned around with him and kept Levitt to the point he didn't get too crazy out there and kept his decision making to a minimum.
Great observation, Joe. That was the right tackle from the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Had a very good game.
Yeah.
Had a very that. So let me see here. Oh, come on. But Chris, I think that David Bailey gives me more of what I'm looking for. From an edge rusher who has good guys beside him, like Dallas. Dallas got amazing D tackles, 3 of them. So I think that if you got a good run stopping 3 technique or 1 technique, man, you get a pure pass rusher in there, somebody who can give the quarterback fits.
True.
I do think that he probably fits better for what Dallas wants than Bane. Well, excuse me, what they need. Let me reword it. I think that he fits better for what Dallas needs rather than Bane. Because Dallas already got, if Dallas runs a 5-man front and we got all of our tackles in there at once, Chris, the run game is gonna do its job. That's gonna be defended a bit better. We need guys who can get to that pass.
But you already got that guy. You got that guy in Izaraku. You already got him. You still need a strong side defensive end. That's why I think Bane is a better fit. I'm not going to kick. I'm not a term this. I'm not kicking either one of them out because eat cookies.
I'm not trading away from either one of them.
Nah, but I understand what you're saying. I've already got my speedy pass rusher type guy already on the roster. I need to complement him with a strong side defensive guy who's coming into his own, who's going to be disruptive and make plays and probably run people towards him. That was that was our desire for Rest in Power, Marshawn Nealon. Not saying Nealon and Bane are the same guys.
No.
They kind of fit some of the same
fit
roles
what the team needed.
Yeah, fit what the team needs.
So Chris, if you want a guy who defends the run really well, and a guy who just won the genetic lottery and things like that, Chris, why wouldn't you look at Keldrick Fall?
Listen, man, I just text you. I don't have enough time to deal with Keldrick Fall. So why don't we do this?
Yeah.
Let's hit Falk, Woods, and Mesidor next time. We can get straight to Keldrick Fall. Listen, man. And I'm gonna leave it like this. And Joe and anybody who sees this video, man, I don't think Falk knows how to play football.
Yeah, you said that prior to us. You said that in the backstage, Chris. I got some disagreements with that.
I don't, because he doesn't stay on the field long enough for me for me to feel like he's.
I got so many questions, Chris.
No,
So
there's no
questions.
questions. If you're going up against form insurance agents and guys who gonna be accountants and stuff like that, you need to be on the field a lot more than Kendrick Falk is on the field for me. So has he won the genetic lottery? Absolutely,
1,000,000 times over.
He got it. But does he make me feel like? Does he give me Mexican vibes? Does he give me a lot of like and he makes me when I see Kendrick Falk play, man?
Yeah,
I think Taco, man.
Ooh.
And
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But Chris, I understand that you press for time. So I do want to kind of save that for next time so that we can really get into it.
Hey, listen, we'll be able to get this up. We're gonna take this one.
Yeah, we're probably gonna record our next few.
Yeah, record it and drop it. But yeah, man, he gives me a lot of salsa. Green salsa.
Salsa verde.
Spicy, but you verde. Muy verde. That's what he gives to me. So
fair enough.
We're gonna get in on him. We're gonna get in on him. But
get us out of here,
man.
Chris.
Huh? Listen,
get us out of here.
Thank y'all, man, for rocking with us, man. I gotta burn out. I gotta get some stuff done. But thank you for kicking with us, man. We are starting to dive into our draft analysis. We'll be coming back to you probably tomorrow. Probably we'll be able to get it taped and get it up to you. We'll be dealing with Peter Woods. We'll be dealing with Akeem Mesidor, who I love, and we will do. Oh God, love him. And then we'll be able to deal with Mr. Falk. And just go dive in it. So listen, what we want you to do is the 4 things we always ask you: like, share, subscribe, and please comment. And if you feel like I'm off base with my feeling about Mr. Falk, comment on it. If you think I love Ruben Bain too much, comment on it. If you think, if you think that Brandon's out of his rocker by making Bailey number 1 defensive one,
love him.
Comment on it. But more important, we just want you to interact and give us your insights. Also, drop people who you want us to take a look at. Yeah. We're going through B's at like 50. I think I'm at 25.
56.
I'm
at 56.
Oh my God, 56. Good job, bro. And this is the beginning of February. So you double that up, man. We may be over to 100. You may clip over to the hundreds, man.
Yeah, I gotta turn up the pace a little bit.
You gotta turn up the volume. You gotta turn up the volume. You need to start maybe talking your notes instead of writing them. That might help you. That might help you a bit. You'll figure and make that work. But man, that's what we do, man. Listen, man. We the dudes that you know and love, man. That's always getting it after it, man. Breaking down this film, talking about these Cowboys and talking about the NFL, man. We will forever be Frankly Football. So until next time.
Peace.
Had to find